只有雪峰式共产主义才能解决这些问题。Only Xuefeng-style communism can solve these problems. Xuefeng, November 19th, 2021. Translated by Qinyu and edited by Peter. Elderly care, singleness, marriage breakdown, official corruption, environmental pollution, children's education and protection, poisonous food, drug abuse, whoring, gambling, fraud, theft, robbery, the integrity crisis, corruption, bribery, domineering, etc. cannot be solved by relying on historical experience and current people's cognitive level, nor can it be solved by religious teachings such as Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, etc. It cannot be solved by the ideas of Mao Zedong, by the theories of Lao Tzu and Confucius, not to mention by learning from the West about the separation of three powers system. They can only be solved by Xuefeng-style communism. Here I will first tell you the fact that moral education is not as good as system construction, and a good system is better than any form of moral preaching. Elderly care is a major issue in China and the world. In the past, the issue of providing for the elderly was dependent on children. Now many Western countries rely on the welfare system formulated by the state. Whether it is relying on children or the welfare system, it is not the best way to provide for the aged. Nursing homes of all kinds are a very sad way of providing for the elderly. Caring for the elderly, allowing the elderly to live among the young and children, and to enjoy a comfortable life in their later years is the best way to support the elderly. In this regard, Life Chanuan's second home has fully proved through 11 years of practice that the Xuefeng-style communist life is the best way to provide for the elderly. There are more and more single and divorced people, so how to solve their sex life problems? Let it go? Control it rigorously? Restrict by regulations? No matter what method is used, if the problem of sex life is not solved, there will inevitably be endless social problems. This problem can only be solved perfectly by the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, and it will hardly go wrong, including sexually transmitted diseases issues. There are more and more bachelors. Parents have no idea what to do. Neither can the bachelors themselves do anything about it. Should these people be left single for the rest of their lives? How can society solve this problem? There is no choice. The most satisfactory solution to this problem is to enter the Xuefeng-style communist society. The problem of official corruption has not been solved for thousands of years. There are more and more people who ride on the heads of the common people and accept the government's pay. They bully and oppress them while eating their food. This chronic social disease can only be eradicated by the Xuefeng-style communist life mode. It is because there are no officials in the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, and everyone is a laborer. People no longer need managers. Officials disappear, and the problem of official corruption caused by these officials also disappears. The issue of children's upbringing and education has become a collective matter, not a parent's matter anymore. Since children live in a collective, there is no possibility of abducting and selling children, and the phenomenon of children being spoiled, indulged, and misguided cannot happen. The Xuefeng-style communist life has proved through 11 years of practice with the children that the education and protection of the children can be described as flawless. In the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, stealing will become extinct because you have no place to store the things you steal, you cannot use them, and it is not necessary for you to steal other people's things at all. In the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, absolutely no one will produce poisonous food. The reason is very simple: the food you grow and produce will also be eaten by yourself. As for drug abuse, prostitution, whoring, fighting, bullying honest people, etc., there is almost no such phenomenon in the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, because you have no conditions and opportunities to do these things. Once you do it, you will have no place to stand in this civilized group, so you dare not. The integrity crisis is related to interests. When there is no conflict of interest between people, the integrity crisis will disappear. In the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, there is no direct interest relationship between people, and it is impossible to form cronies or special relationships. Everyone behaves in strict accordance with the 800 values for new era human being, so there is no integrity crisis. Of course, it is not so absolute. Especially when it comes to affectional issues between men and women, there will also be some integrity crises. This is because the Xuefeng-style communism system is not fully operational. For example, Due to the small number of homes, it is impossible to change personnel in time. As time goes by, there will be some emotional disputes between people, but once the home mode is fully operational, there is absolutely no possibility of an affectional integrity crisis, because the two persons that are together today may go to different homes tomorrow, and there will be little chance for them to see each other again for the rest of their lives. So, people will not work hard on the feelings between men and women, but only on their own qualities. It can be said that many unhealthy phenomena that have appeared in human society for thousands of years will be greatly reduced or even eliminated in the Xuefeng-style communist life mode. Then, why is it so difficult to popularize such an ideal human life model and difficult for people to accept? The government does not allow it because the government is mainly composed of officials, and officials want to enjoy special treatment. In the Xuefeng-style communist life mode, no one can enjoy special treatment, so of course government officials will not accept it, but will suppress Xuefeng-style communism. The rich do not allow it, because what the rich are most afraid of is communism. The rich want to be above the rest. However, in Xuefeng-style communism, everyone is equal and there is no way to be above others. Therefore, they suppress Xuefeng-style communism. The common people don't want it. Though common people live a difficult and ordinary life, there is a hidden psychology in every common people's consciousness that they want to live better than others. In Xuefeng-style communism, the ideal of wanting to live better than others cannot be realized, so they would rather suffer than live in a Xuefeng-style communist society. Although the development and existence of the Xuefeng-style communism life mode is extremely challenging, it represents the future development of human beings. Sooner or later, people will live in the Xuefeng-style communism life mode, especially in China. China has special national conditions. Chinese history and culture tell us that capitalism does not work in China. In history, all rich people face a huge crisis of survival. When you become rich, either robbers come to rob you and kidnap you, or the revolutionary movement will fix you. What's harsher is that when the government's finances are in trouble, the rich become the targets of harvest. Therefore, taking the European and American capitalist road will not work in China. As for the socialist road, practice has proved to be a failure because the common people have not enjoyed a happy, joyous, free, and blessed life because of socialism. In short, the best life for mankind in the future will be in the Xuefeng-style communism life mode, especially for the Chinese nation. Anyone, even if you are well educated, even if you have extraordinary intelligence and great ability, even if you are the second coming of Jesus Christ or Maitreyan Buddha or Ziwei Saint, you will not be able to create something more perfect than the Xuefeng-style communism life mode for human beings.